Janaballava Jai Giri Varadari Jai Giri Varadari Gopi Janaballava Jai Giri Varadari Jaya Giri Varadari Yasodanandana Jai Braja Jararanjana Jai Braja Jararanjana Yasodanandana Jai Braja Jararanjana Braja Jararanjana Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Jai Radhamadava Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Radhamadava Jai Kunja Vihari Gopi Janaballava Jai Giri Varadari Giri Varadari Gopi Janaballava Jai Giri Varadari Yasodanandana Jai Braja Jararanjana Jai Braja Jararanjana Jaya Yasodanandana Jai Braja Jararanjana Jai Braja Jararanjana Jaya Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna Tira Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Jai Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jai Gauranitai 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 Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Taigo Haribo 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Haribo Srila Prabhupada ki jai Sisi Gaunitai ki jai Sisi Radha Gokulananda ki jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. So, good morning everyone. So today we carry on reading from Śrimad Bhāgavatam, our daily friend. Śrimad Bhāgavatam has got no enemy. Friend to all. So today we carry on reading the chapter Creation of the Kumaras and Others. So it's Canto 3, chapter 12, and text 29. Is it 29 on the board? 29. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 29. Tam Adharme Kritamatim Bilokya Pitaram Sutta Marichimukya Munayo Vishrambat Pratyabodayan tam adharme kritamatim Vilokya pitaram sutta Marichi mukhya munayo Vishvambhara Pratyabodayan. Gentlemen. Tam unto him, adharme in the matter of immorality, kritamatim, the mind being so given, vilokya, seeing thus, pitaram, unto the father, sutta, sons, Marichi Mukhya, headed by Marichi, Munaya, sages, Vishvambhara, with due respect, Pratyabodayan, submitted as follows. Translation. With a short purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thus, finding their father so deluded in an act of immorality, the sages headed by Marichi, all sons of Brahma, spoke as follows with great respect. Please repeat after me. Those finding their father so deluded in an act of immorality, the sages headed by Marichi, all sons of Brahma, spoke as follows with great respect. Purport. The sages like Marichi were not in the wrong in submitting their protests against the acts of their great father. They knew very well that even though their father committed a mistake, there must have been some great purpose behind the show. Otherwise, such a great personality could not have committed such a mistake. It might be that Brahma wanted to warn his subordinates about human frailties in their dealings with women. This is always very dangerous for persons who are on the path of self-realization. Therefore, great personalities like Brahma, even when in the wrong, should not be neglected, nor could the great sages headed by Marichi show any disrespect because of his extraordinary behavior. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadandikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhatta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karuti vachalam pangalam gaiti girim yat kripa tamaham vande shiguru dinatarinam. By the mercy of my spiritual master, a lame man can cross mountains. By his mercy, a blind man can see stars in the sky. And again, by his mercy, a dumb man like me can speak few words on Śrimad Bhāgavatam today. I offer my humble obeisances to the lotus feet of my spiritual master and my great spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Tamala Krishna Goswamini Tinamine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Tinamine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paskara Desatarine. And my humble obeisances to all of you today for hearing the words of Śrimad Bhāgavatam. Vanchakalpatrubhyascha gripasindubhya iva cha paditanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Thus, finding their father so deluded in an act of immorality, the sages headed by Marichi, all sons of Brahma, spoke as follows with great respect. So here we have a scenario that the head of our sampradaya, Lord Brahma, the topmost authority, the very first living creature born directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has some problems. And of course, Srila Prabhupada, he explains that there is, he's quoting within a quote, he's quoting the Marichi reaction. The children of Lord Brahma, they maintained the respect and the allegiance to Lord Brahma, the faith and the love and affection for their father, because they can understand that there is something behind the cause, behind this incident. Srinivas, if you're tired, you have my permission to go and take rest. It's okay. Srinivas is very dear to me. We met him devotee in Leicester, so my tendency is still to take care of him. Sorry, I didn't want to embarrass you. But Lord Brahma here is displaying an extraordinary behavior. We can actually, in modern days, we can call it, is classified as an incest. When a father is attracted to the daughter, this is not even an outside woman, outside of the family, foreigner woman. It's not, but it's actually his own blood, his own daughter. And in the church, to talk about these things is a sacrilege. Priests, they're not allowed to talk about, sexual incident in the Mass. I know because I was brought up in a Catholic monastery. All this desire is identified as the forbidden fruit. Not just the forbidden fruit, but you cannot even talk about it. But here, the Śrimad Bhāgavatam is giving us the truth. It's the most democratic and liberal and straightforward literature. It's actually the ultimate authority. It talks about everything. We are not ashamed to talk about these things. It is not a sacrilege, because to know the enemy, you have to analyze and identify the enemy, and then study how to defeat it in the battle of life. What is this enemy? It's not a woman. Srila Prabhupada told one of his disciples, you spit on your lusty desire, not on women. It's the lusty desire impregnated in the heart of everybody. Anyone who has a material body is, you could say, is contaminated, influenced by this desire. And it's not to be ashamed of having this desire, but the expertise, the intelligence is how to control this desire until we don't have any more this material body. Lord Brahma is being used by Lord Krishna here. He's the Acharya of our Sampradaya. It's not just an Acharya. He's the head of our disciplic succession. And he fell down. He, in a very embarrassing way, chasing his own daughter. Something like this, if you happen nowadays in our society, if you have a sannyasi who is lusting upon his own former daughter, it's abominable. Everyone will reject such a guru. Everyone will disown that person. The CPO will attack that person to be expelled from our society. It's such a great immoral act. But here you have the greatest Acharya, worshipped by all the previous, all the successor Acharya, worshipped by Srila Prabhupada. We chant worshipped by Lord Chaitanya. Brahma Sukha Narada. We chant every evening worshipping Lord Brahma, attending the Arti of Lord Chaitanya, is the Ahambija Pradapita, the seed-giving father of all the living entities. Now, how do we understand this episode? Lord Krishna, he uses his very dear devotees to teach a lesson to the weaker ones, to the mortal people. Just like he used Arjuna, he chastised Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna did not deserve any chastisement, but Lord Krishna chastised him, not because he was not a bona fide disciple or not faithful. Arjuna was part of Krishna. Nara, Narayan. One is Nara and the other one is Narayan. They're always together. It's a part of Krishna, the best friend of Krishna. But Krishna used him to receive the chastisement in order for us to understand the Bhagavad Gita. And Prabhupada gives the example of the mother-in-law chastise the daughter-in-law, the daughter, thank you for correcting me. Chastising the daughter in order to indirectly pass on the message to the daughter-in-law. Why? Because the daughter, she can take the chastisement, is more closer to the mother. So similarly, one time, I don't want to mention a name, someone made an offense to Shivaram Swami. And this person, he was with me, and Shivaram Maharaj chastised me. But I could really understand that I could take it because, first of all, I knew I didn't do that. I didn't do anything wrong. And second thing, the love was there, chastisement with love. And there was no reaction from me. But then that person turned around me afterwards and said, that was meant for me, right? I said, yes, of course, it was for you. And Shivaram Maharaj told me afterwards, he did very well. Of course, not, to inflate the pride, that I was more close to Shivaram Swami, but we had that familiarity and, the confidential relationship, and I could understand that. So, Lord Brahma here is being used by Lord Krishna as the daughter of Krishna. He's using him to pass on the message to all of us. If this happened to a great devotee closer to God, what to speak of us? And the tendency we have, the immediate reaction is to reject such a person. Here, the children of Lord Brahma, they did not reject him. They were very upset. Such a thing in the family. How it could happen? He's the father of the Vedas, the catalyst person behind all the religions. And he created, actually, these 9 gates, the body, material body, with the 9 gates. And he created the gate, the lowest gate, which is called Asuri, if you read in the Bhāgavatam. Asuri, it was Lord Brahma appointed the demons to create this gate, which is a demoniac gate, sinful gate. And it has an eternal, as long as we are in this material world, it has an eternal attraction for the opposite sex. This gate, called, the opposite sex is called Gramaka, Gramaka in Sanskrit, 4th canto. If you read the description of King Puranjan, Lord Brahma himself, he created, because he had to facilitate this sexy desire to be fulfilled through this gate. And we, as Srila Prabhupada gives a very beautiful purpose in this, we as, especially the men, they're very proud to exercise their chivalry and their beauty, their ability and their prestige, their position, mainly to attract the opposite sex. Until we become wise, we become devotee of Krishna and let it go. Praying to the Lord, please control. We cannot, it's impossible for a man to control his sex desire on his own. It happened to Lord Brahma, he could not control it. So what is the solution? The solution is to pray to Krishna. Rishikesha Rishikenam Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. The Shastra, they advise that if you want to control this formidable enemy, lusty desire, you have to pray to Krishna, Rishikesh, the master of the senses. He is the one controlling our senses. It says there in that verse. It took me many, many years to understand that. Shri Radha Gokulananda ki jai. Sometimes we think, oh, I can do it on my own strength. But it doesn't matter how many rounds you chant, how many fasting you chant, how many Mangalarti you attend, how many prayers, to the yoga, prayers to the demigods or whatever. Unless we surrender to Krishna, just like Gajendra, the elephant, he was fighting for thousands of years against this morse, the bite of lusty desire, the crocodile. He couldn't get free. He could not after so many thousands of years. How many? 1,000 years or something? Celestial years. I can't remember the calculation, but until he came to his understanding, realization that the only way, the only shelter is Lord Vishnu. So he picked up a lotus flower and offered to the Lord. I'm surrendered to you and I'm yours. And that's when the Lord cut off. Tukaram Purusham, I forgot the verse. Help me, Maharaj. Tukaram Bhāgavatam. It means, the Lord with his axe of mercy, he cuts down this powerful desire from our heart. I forgot the verse, but a beautiful verse. He is the Lord doing that. We don't have any axe. We don't have any weapon. So, why Prabhupada would pray every day? For his own protection. Prabhupada told Tamal Krishna Maharaj once, do you think I cannot fall down? It can happen to anybody. Of course, Prabhupada started well and finished well. It's how we finish our exam in this world that counts. So some of us, we fall down. The spiritual life is very bumpy path. some time back I put it, it's a realization I had. I put it on Facebook that when you are running on a bumpy road, you can you can fall down. But what do? You just get up and carry on. But offenses, it's like you running is not a bump, but it's a ditch. You fall in it, and it's very difficult to get out. How deep it is, it depends upon the victim, how dear to Krishna is that person. That we have to guard ourselves against offenses. Fall down on account of sense gratification, it's forgiven by the Lord because we are attacked by these strong desires all our lives, and is understandable. Matunya Hagara, the powerful bondage of sex life, are there in everybody's heart until we become free and we engage in Madhurya Rasa. So Lord Brahma, he made no offenses. There was a fall down. And he was forgiven. Eventually the Lord, he gave up his body, but the Lord again gave his, the redemption. And he carried on procreating, very dear to Krishna. And one should not get discouraged if you see a great personality having problems. There's a say, great weakness. Even great personalities, they also have great weakness. One time on a roof in Mayapur, my Guru Maharaj called me and my wife, and he said, devotees are criticizing me that, that I am friendly to Narayana Maharaj, but actually I was trying to maintain the mood as a disciple, not just as a guru, but I fully understood that. Then he distantiated afterwards because it became a problem. I said, as long as you follow Srila Prabhupada, my allegiance and my surrender, my heart is with you. I said it to him, even if you fall down into a Grihastha ashram, I will never reject you. You are my father, and you are my guru. So he deeply understood, my heart, that the guru, it can be vulnerable in this world, where we think dogmatically the guru cannot fall down. A sannyasi cannot fall down. Or many of them, they did. Why Prabhupada gave them sannyas? Why Prabhupada said become a guru? He gave us a chance. And there is, sometimes we're victimized by this demoniac desire, lusty desire, which is the most powerful one. I remember once Shivaram Swami gave a class in Leicester, and he asked the question, what is the greatest austerity that a devotee can perform? So everyone was, fasting on Ekadasi, chanting 16 rounds, chanting Hare Krishna, chanting on japa is austerity. Bhagavad Gita says, I'm the austerity. of japa. There were so many, and then I said, giving up sex life or controlling sex desire. So yes, because it's something very much realized by those advanced devotees. To control that enemy. Once you have controlled it, and with the help of Krishna, you have conquered your intelligence and your mind and your senses. That is the most formidable internal enemy. And it's actually the root cause of all the problems in the world. All the wars, the famine, the pride, prestige, all the bad things happening in the world is from that enemy. It's the all-devouring enemy. So what to do? You have to live with it. Let that enemy become your friend. How do you do that? Difficult. Not that okay, you are my friend now, let's go and enjoy it together. Lusty desire, it's very clever, very powerful, formidable. In the fourth canto says he's the most formidable. Formidable means invincible enemy. So you have to just like the weight, I was thinking, a child sometimes, he's very happy he wants to lift the weight. But the father is behind, lifting the weight, and the child, he's thinking, oh, I've lifted. The father is lifting from behind, but he doesn't know that the father is holding on the weight. It's 100 kilo, whatever it is. And the child, oh, look at that, beautiful, I'm strong. So similarly, lusty desire is like that. Sometimes if we surrender to Krishna, then he will control it. And then we think, oh, look at that, I've controlled it, I passed my test. And we give credit to ourselves. But it's actually Krishna. Always remember, it's Krishna helping us. The greatest of the brahmachari, Bhishmadev, when Hastinapur was inaugurated, they said, the Pandavas and all the great personalities said, let's have the glorification of the greatest brahmachari, celibate, Bhishmadev. Then what happened? Bhishmadev, being in touch with the reality and being a true brahmachari, he knew very well. He said, no, I'm not the greatest. The greatest is that person, Krishna. And everyone was shocked. He's got 16,000 wives. How can he be a brahmachari? Bhishmadev, he glorified Krishna. He's the greatest. Purusham prakritim brahman navimunchati karichet pavitramidam uttamam paramdama parambrahma paramdama pavitramidam uttamam. The best of all the purest. It's Krishna. And Krishna has never had sex intercourse. Believe it or not. Yes, he had children, 5,000 years ago, but they were not a result of his sex intercourse, like us. They said, that sensual desire, excuse me, my gosh. Yesterday I had my wisdom tooth pulled out, so it's a bit painful. And the class is without wisdom today, like Guru Shakti told. Where was I? What was I saying? Yes, Lord Krishna, He's the purest. He's not... Yeah, in the Bhāgavatam is described that the lusty desire, the ignorance, they're the back of the Lord, of the Virat Rupa. Krishna, he doesn't know it. He created it, but he's not aware of it. The ignorance of this material world is the back of Krishna. The lust is the back of Krishna. But Krishna is actually, is, let's say, Madhurya Ras, union with women. It's an internal affair. There's nothing wrong with him to have sex with his own happiness. We call it sex, but it's not. When he's with gopis or with the Queen of Dwarakas, with Lakshmi Devi, it's actually none other than his internal pleasure potency. So if you are intimately associating with your own happiness, there is no immorality there. And that's God. But about sex intercourse, nothing. It's only available in this material world. So it's so strong, this sensual desire that brings down even great personalities. And it's, believe it or not, I'll say something a little bit shocking in the class. It's in the spiritual world, sometimes there is sex life. It's in the Bhāgavatam, Canto 5, 17, 12. Does anybody have that purport on the phone? Can you get it? 5, 17, 12. Have a look at towards the end of the purport. Practically speaking, Prabhupada says, you want to... Towards the end of the purport, what does he say? We could just hear this and then we adjourn the class.
Even lower species of life, such as snakes, give birth to hundreds of young at one time. This verse informs us that in grades of life higher than ours, pregnancy occurs once in a lifetime. People still have sex life, but there is no pregnancy. In the spiritual world, people are not very attracted to sex life due to their exalted devotional attitude. Practically speaking, there is no sex life in the spiritual world, but even if sometimes it does occur, there is no pregnancy at all on the planet Earth. However, human beings do become pregnant, although the tendency is to avoid having children. In this sinful age of Kali, people have even taken to the process of killing the child in the womb. This is the most degraded practice. It can only perpetuate the miserable material conditions of those who perform it.
So practically speaking, Prabhupada says, there is no sex life. But even if those sometimes occurs, but there is no pregnancy. So one time, I said, I quoted this to a sannyasi. He got shocked. He said, show me, this is impossible that Prabhupada says such a thing. You are making it up. I said, no. I said, I'll give you my house. You have a look on this. I'll give you my house if you're right and I'm wrong. This sannyasi is a very big sannyasi in our society, and he apologized. It's something, that, to be aware of. even though sometimes occurs in the spiritual world, but there is no pregnancy. So it's so powerful, this phenomena that sometimes infiltrated into the spiritual realm. But we have to take shelter of Krishna. So thank you very much. It's 8:30. Is any questions? Yes, Pramanava.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, that purport there, I think, when I heard it, Prabhupada says even if, he doesn't say there is, he's using it as an example, that even if there was, then there'll be no pregnancy. In other words, there's no lust. But I don't think he's saying there is. Do you understand?
Well,
he's using it as an example, like even if there was, but there isn't. But even if there's, just say there was.
But then he said, but there is no pregnancy.
Yeah, I think.
So he's
if there was, there
admitting
would be, but there's no pregnancy. Therefore, it's not the same as here. But anyway, that's my. When I heard it, that's what I thought. Wow.
Well, this particular purport is being discussed on the
Anyway,
GBC.
let's move on.
And
That's
not
not
only that, it's been edited as well.
So this is actually quite a sensitive subject.
Yeah.
I'm
not promoting.
Where an authority is falling down, but still we have to respect. Just like Lord Brahma is falling down, but still he's respected. So therefore there's two. There's the principle and then there's the person. Sometimes the person may not be a prime example of that principle they're meant to be upholding. But still, it's the principle that we're respecting, not the person, if they're fallen down. Just like Prabhupada said, even if you see a Mayavadi sannyasi, we should pay our respects, because it's not that we're paying our respects to the nonsense they're representing, but we're paying our respects to the ashram.
To the position.
Yeah. It's a touchy subject matter, especially with the history we have in this country.
Yeah, that's true. But the lesson is there, that if we happen to great personality were to speak of us, we have to be alert.
Yeah, of course. The personality is representing a certain principle. You still have to respect them. Lord Brahma is the father of all living entities. Even though your father's wrong, you still respect him to a certain degree.
Yeah, you don't reject.
Of course. But anyway.
Still is the head of our sampradaya.
Yeah.
It's not half of the head. He is fully worshipped as the head of our sampradaya, Brahma Gaudiya Sampradaya. Because he had a little, and also as in the Prabhupada describes in the purport, there is a cause behind it why he behaved like that. Lord Krishna wanted us to.
Yeah, we can't imitate Lord Brahma. In a way, conditioned souls.
Yeah. Do you want to add on something on that part? The Prabhu behind. It's related to this point? Oh, okay. So.
If you have a pressing question or something,
So we'll take a couple more comments, then we go for breakfast.
Hare Krishna, just related to Lord Brahma, I seem to remember Srila Prabhupada saying that this extraordinary immorality by Lord Brahma took place in a kalpa previous to when he became head of the Sampradaya.
Yeah.
So it wasn't when he was, the Acharya, if you like. It was in another.
That is why he gave up his body, but again, the same Brahma, he took up, a new position. But he's the same person. So it's like if someone commit an abominable thing in previous lives, he will be forgiven. Just because the same person takes birth again, he'll be forgiven.
Right. But
by
as
the
the
Lord.
Acharya, he can then never fall down.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
So Prabhu, so Krishna had sex, but it's not in sexual intercourse. So there's a big difference here. So in the spiritual world, there could be sex life, but sexual intercourse is the gross manifestation of this sex life, and it's ugly actually. Sexual intercourse is sometimes a bit gross for some of us. And I must admit, you've been you address sex life as in, and some people are more afflicted by this lust than others. It should be stated. So some people have a bigger problem with it than others. So that's there as well. So not everybody is like sex hungry or lusty sexually. I suppose it depended on the body you've given. And when I first heard of this Lord Brahma's affection for his wife, sexual affection, or chasing after her, it was alarming. Daughter. It was alarming because it's a great taboo, even in this middle planet where most people are in the gross modes of ignorance and passion. It's a big taboo.
Yeah.
What's to speak of up there where the consciousness is refined? How on earth could such a thing happen? So it's just a comment. I don't have a real question.
Thank you very much. So, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Vishvambhara Prabhu ki jai.